At the beginning of the film, we are shown a girl named Nami who wakes up to the alarm of her mobile phone. Nami spends the entire day using her mobile phone. Even while working in the office, she keeps talking to someone. Even while partying, she keeps using her mobile all the time. One night, she travels by bus, where she falls asleep, and her mobile falls inside the bus without her noticing it. She reaches home without her mobile. The mobile that she lost is found by a boy. Nami sleeps all day at home until one of her friends arrives and wakes her up. At that moment, Nami realizes that her mobile is not with her. She searches her entire house for her mobile. When she does not find it, Nami calls her mobile. Then her call is answered by a woman. The boy who had found Nami's mobile was actually talking to her using his mother's voice recordings. It meant that it was not really his mother. The boy was only playing his mother's recordings. Through that recording, he was trying to tell her that the mobile was with him. Nami invites him to meet her at a hotel, and he agrees. Meanwhile, the boy tries to open the mobile, but due to the screen lock, it does not open. In anger, he breaks the mobile screen. On the other side, in the forest, a body is found that had been attacked with extreme brutality. An officer investigates it and says that he feels this crime is linked to his son, who had disappeared 7 years ago. That officer's son was none other than the boy who had found Nami's mobile. Hearing this, his colleague tells him that they need evidence for it. Meanwhile, Nami goes to her father's hotel and meets him, where she learns that her father also has an Instagram account. Knowing this makes Nami very happy. Suddenly, the same woman calls Nami, the one who had her mobile. She says, "Your mobile accidentally got broken. I have already given your mobile for repair and also paid for it. You can collect your mobile from the repair shop." Nami reaches that shop where the boy is present. He is wearing a mask on his face. There, John also finds out the password of her phone from the mobile details. During the repair, John installs hacking software into the mobile. He gives Nami a duplicate phone. Nami takes that phone and leaves. Now, whatever Nami does on her phone, John can see everything because he had installed hacking software in her mobile. Through it, he starts controlling Nami's phone. Now John could see everything in Nami's mobile, whom Nami talks to, and what she likes on her mobile. One day, when Nami is at her father's hotel, John arrives there. Nami does not recognize John because he is not wearing a mask. He tells Nami that he keeps coming to this hotel. He orders the best liquor of the hotel. Because John was controlling Nami's mobile, he already knew everything. What Nami likes, which games she plays, what her interests are. With this, he impresses Nami. Then John tells Nami about himself, that he works in a software company, which deals with all work related to internet, computers, and networking. While they are talking, Nami's father is also watching them. Then, Nami talks to her friends the whole night and eventually falls asleep. But John was checking Nami's phone. By now, John had come to know every secret about Nami. The next morning, Nami comes to her office where she works, and John sends Nami the photo of his next prey, that girl, the one he had already eliminated. This girl was none other than the one whose body was found in the forest. After that, he chooses Nami as his next prey. Meanwhile, Nami's boss comes to her and says that her company has received a very big project, and you are also doing very good work, and I am very happy with you. I am doubling your salary. But do not tell anything about this to your colleague, Kling. John was listening to all these conversations. On the other side, Officer John's father comes and starts talking to his wife, but she does not reveal anything about John. But he already knows that John is in contact with his wife. He tells her that a girl has been attacked in the city, and he suspects John for it, and I know that you are in contact with John. Hearing this, she replies that John cannot do such a thing. Why would he ever attack someone? Suddenly, she receives a message from an officer that they have found John's location. That means the place where John lives. Meanwhile, Nami is working on her project, and she is very happy. At the same time, John goes to Nami's house and starts checking all her belongings. There, he finds Nami's second phone. Nami was using not one, but two phones. Meanwhile, the officer's colleagues inform him that the place we told you about, which was John's location, he is hiding there secretly. To search for John, the officer sets out alone and enters the house. He begins to search every corner. He also finds out about the girl who was attacked. Meanwhile, John also comes there. He already knew that someone had entered the house, and he peeks in and sees his father there. His father also finds nail polish, the same that was on the nails of the body. From this, he realizes that his own son was the one who had attacked the girl. Now John very cleverly calls his father outside the room. But when his father goes into the room, John has scattered all the belongings of the room and burned all documents and all evidence. He destroys everything. Now John goes to Nami's hotel. There he tells Nami's father that he often comes to this hotel, and he asks Nami's father for liquor. Seeing this, her father realizes that John is lying and he is not their regular customer. And John starts talking to Nami. When Nami goes home with her father at night, he tells her that John is lying and maybe he is hiding something. He has come to the hotel only for the second time. I do not feel good about this. You should stay away from him. Nami replies that she does not feel anything like that, but fine, she will stay away from him. And John was also listening to all this. At night, Nami meets her friend, and she also tells her about John, that he should cut his hair short and change his look a little, then he would look better. Hearing this, her friend says that she also wants to meet him. Nami tells her, "Fine, I will make you meet him." Meanwhile, the officer comes and meets the mother of the attacked girl, where she tells him that once her daughter had also lost her mobile somewhere, and her daughter had also got it back from a repairing shop. After that, she had started behaving strangely. After that, her daughter was eliminated. The officer promises the girl's mother that he will definitely find her daughter's attacker. Meanwhile, Nami's father goes outside for some work, and John attacks him and captures him. That same night, the officer finds 8 more bodies. Seeing them makes the officer very sad. The next morning, Nami sees many calls from her boss on her mobile, and also sees many messages that she had insulted her boss badly, and she had also insulted her friends. She also sees a post which said that her boss had doubled her salary. When she reaches her office, her team members are very angry at her. She tells them that she has not posted even a single message or a single post. No one was believing her words. Her boss tells her to leave, that she is fired from the job. She tries hard to convince her boss that she has not done this, but her boss does not believe her at all, that she had not posted any message or post. Nami says that she feels someone has hacked her mobile and is framing her, the one who hacked her mobile and made these posts. But her boss pushes her out and throws her away. After this, Nami goes to her friend's house and tells her everything and starts crying. And her friend comforts her. But John was also watching all of this. After seeing all this, John understands that her friend is very close to her. First of all, her friend has to be removed from the way. Meanwhile, with her friend, Nami goes to the police station and tells everything. But after listening to everything, the officer says that whatever happened with you was online, therefore we cannot catch him. Hearing this from the officer, Nami's friend becomes very angry and walks away. Meanwhile, John, who was now staying in Nami's father's house after kidnapping him, kept sending messages from his phone to Nami so that she would not realize her father had been taken. On the other side, Nami was sitting in the hotel with her friend, wondering who could be doing all this to her. She says they will need someone who has knowledge of computers and the internet in order to uncover the truth. Just then, John arrives there too. When Nami goes to get juice for John, he sits with her friend and begins checking Nami's phone. Then John tells Nami that someone has hacked her mobile and can use it whenever they want. John also tells Nami that her phone has been hacked by someone close to her, someone who even knows her password, because only the person who knows the password could have hacked the phone. Just then, Nami's friend secretly tries to take their picture, but Nami notices it and finds it very strange. Nami comes back into the hotel, and her friend shows her a news report about the incident involving 8 people. But Nami does not respond. Her friend asks her, "Are you upset with me?" Hearing this, Nami snaps and says, "You are the one who has done all this to me, because only you know my mobile password." Hearing this hurts her friend deeply. She replies, "Fine, I will go away from you." And she adds, "If you trust that boy who came yesterday more than me, then fine." Saying this, her friend leaves in tears, and John watches all of this unfold. Meanwhile, the police were collecting the belongings of the victims. Then his fellow officer says, "It is surely his son doing all this. We must go and catch him, because things have gone far beyond the limit now." The officer says, "First, you should track down the mobile shop where John works." His fellow officer agrees and leaves to investigate. Meanwhile, Nami was watching a video of her friend on her phone, which made her very sad. In anger, she throws her phone, breaking the screen. On the other hand, the officer finds John's mobile shop. But John had completely destroyed the shop. However, with the help of some papers, the officer learns about the 8 people, the same 8 whose bodies had been discovered. He also says that he has found out about the new girl who was targeted. Her details were found at John's house. Hearing this, his fellow officer says, "We should run this news on television so that we can catch John as soon as possible and save the girl." Suddenly, Nami arrives there and overhears all their conversations, and she realizes that it was not someone else, but John who trapped her. And it was John who hacked her phone and made all the posts and messages, because of which her best friend left her. She lost her job, and she was left completely alone. Nami calls John's company, but she learns that no one by the name of John even works there. Hearing this makes Nami furious, and she says she will take revenge and teach him a lesson. When the officer hears all this, he does not reveal to her that John is actually a serial predator, someone responsible for many incidents. Instead, he tells her that he also wants to catch John. At this, Nami gives the officer a suggestion to capture John. She says, "I will call John to my home, and then I will inform you. That way, you will be able to catch him easily." Hearing this, the officer agrees with Nami's plan. The next day, the officer receives a message from Nami inviting him to come. He waits in his car outside her house for John to arrive. Now John, as Nami wished, cuts his hair, removes his glasses, and goes to meet her. While Nami is getting ready at home, John arrives outside her house. The police catch him, but because of his changed appearance, they think he is not John, but someone else. John threatens them, saying he will file a complaint against them for pointing a gun at an innocent man. Hearing this, the police apologize, saying they misunderstood because they are searching for a dangerous criminal. John says, "So you think I am that criminal?" but then walks away. Then the officer comes upstairs to meet Nami. Nami tells the officer that she received a message from John saying he is busy today and will come later. Nami tells the officer that she is sending her phone for repair and will use her second phone in the meantime. Just then, the officer receives a call from the police station. They inform him that it is confirmed. The one behind all these incidents is indeed his son, John. They advise him to stay away from the case to avoid personal danger. Hearing this, the officer becomes deeply disturbed. Meanwhile, Nami puts her SIM card into her second phone and switches it on. She receives a call from the police, warning her that her life is in danger and she should go away somewhere safe for a few days. Hearing this, Nami replies, "All right, I will go to my father's house." The officer then drives Nami to her father's house. He gives Nami his card and says, "If you face any trouble, call me." "This is my card," Nami replies. "All right. If I face any trouble, I will call you." Saying this, she enters the house, calling out to her father, "I am back." Going into her room, she reads the message she received earlier from her father's new number. She decides to call that number, but the ringing sound of the phone is coming from inside the house itself. Hearing the sound of the mobile ringing, she gets startled and starts looking for her dad inside the house, but she finds no one. Seeing this, Nami becomes afraid and starts calling the police officer. Suddenly, Nami sees that her mobile starts operating on its own. Watching this, she realizes that John has hacked this mobile as well. Nami, disturbed, again begins searching for her dad. Then, she encounters John there. John tells Nami that if she wants to see her dad alive, she must message the police officer and tell him that she is safe and will meet him after 2 days. Now, unwillingly, Nami has to send this message to the police officer in order to save her dad's life. Crying, Nami asks John what harm she had done to him that made him do all this to her. John then explains that he had simply found her phone lying around, and through the mobile he could know everything about her, which is why he made her his prey. Then John takes Nami to the bathroom where he had kept her dad tied up. Seeing this, Nami becomes very scared and pleads not to harm her dad, saying that she is ready to do whatever he demands. John orders Nami to tie herself up with tape. When she ties herself up with his help, he opens the water to drown her dad in the tub. Seeing this, Nami screams loudly. John then tapes her mouth and throws her too into the tub. As the tub starts filling with water, he begins recording a video of Nami's helplessness. After recording the video, when he comes out, he finds the officer's card on which it was written to only call, not message, but he had forced her to send a message. Suddenly, John senses that the officer has entered the house to catch him. John sneaks up and grabs the officer from behind. Then John's dad arrives from behind and also catches John, but this man is not their son. Seeing this, he gets furious and asks where his real son is. Meanwhile, the officer rushes to save Nami, who is about to drown. At the same time, they beat him repeatedly, asking where their son is. Then he replies, "Dad, I am your son." Hearing this, the officer accepts that he is his son. Suddenly, he starts laughing loudly and mocks them, saying how foolish they are not to recognize their own son. The officer begins beating him violently. On the other side, Nami regains consciousness. She sees the officer trying to bring her dad back to consciousness. The officer checks John's bag, in which he finds details of all John's victims. The first name on the list of victims is his own son, John, who had disappeared 7 years ago. In reality, the officer's son had not disappeared, but this killer had taken his life 7 years ago. Now he was using John's identity to eliminate people. Knowing this truth, the officer feels deep sorrow. He prepares to finish off the imposter. Suddenly, the imposter tells the officer, "For the past 7 years, I have been speaking to your wife pretending to be John." He mocks, saying, "You people are so naive. You never realized that the one you were speaking to was not your son." Saying this, he begins to laugh. Nami hears all of this, and anger rises inside her. She grabs the gun from the officer and shoots him. Nami sees that her dad has also regained consciousness, meaning her dad is alive. Seeing this, Nami becomes overjoyed, rushes to her dad, hugs him tightly, and cries a lot. She immediately takes him to the hospital. In the next scene, we see that after a few days, people also come to know about this killer, that he used to hunt people by studying them online and then eliminate them. But now, he is gone. People only knew this much about him. A few days later, Nami was in a hotel with her friend and her dad. Suddenly, she feels as if someone is taking her picture. She spots the person clicking the photo, but cannot recognize who it is. Either it is the same dangerous killer who perhaps never really died, or the lost son of the officer, or maybe a third unknown man who, like that killer, used to eliminate people for amusement. The story ends with this suspense. So friends, tell us in the comments how this story made you feel. If it touched you, like, share, and subscribe so you do not miss any emotional journeys we bring to you. And remember, even when the story ends, the feelings stay with us. Sometimes, love, loss, and hope continue beyond the screen.